Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim speaking on Monday, the 11th of July. So, looking at the euro dollar first, and what we have here, spinning top from Friday. For hourly, we're in a really quite consolidated phase at the moment, coming down to the hourly, and you can see there's we're just below the daily pivot in this, as I say, consolidated phase. Difficult to really try and catch some of the direction here. Spinning top throws it a little bit from Friday. We were sitting in this sort of lower high situation, and well, Friday gave us the lower low, but rather messy. If we can break the lows from the Asian session, maybe we'll be continuing south towards actually the midi there, and the bodies of Friday's candles may be a good point. A break of that level, continuations through that level, maybe Friday's lows or the daily S1. We do have the weekly pivot just above us, not far above, so a break of the 50 may see us a safer move or trade towards that pivot and maybe beyond. Okay, so there's no significant news out today, which would help. Okay, looking at the pound, and well, it's quite messy once again. Short term, it's gone a bit all over the place this morning, but from a daily perspective, it's quite range bound here. To me, all it looks like it wants is sort of like a bear flag in a whoops. Let's try and get the trend line back on there. A bearish flag sort of pattern that's sitting here, which it sort of walked out the side of. There's probably different ways of drawing. Well, there is different ways of drawing the lines at the bottom here. You could be sliding it across this way as well, looking for a break of this area for a sign of weakness. Now this 21, this 4-hourly 21 has been holding as resistance a number of times. It's held again this morning. We have got the weekly pivot above us, just as we've seen with the euro. There is a possibility these markets may see a bit of a retracement from where they're sitting at the moment, but the cable for sure needs to get properly through this 4-hourly 21, and by that time it'll probably be well on its way to its weekly pivot. But when you look at it from a hourly perspective, it's a bit of a different ball game here. In fact, I've still got Friday's lines on it. There we go. Take those off. But you can see it's pretty range bound with certainly a lack of any certainty here. In fact, when you look at it like this, it almost looks like again it could go either way. We've got the trend lines sitting across the top here, and well, we had that head and shoulders sitting going around here, which never triggered properly. It just broke the top of the shoulder and then chopped all over the place. So it's now sitting in this position here, and weekly pivot above. Maybe if we can start getting to even a break of this morning's high, maybe give us a bit of a signal, but there is a resistance before that, as we know. To the downside, well, probably Friday's lows. It's a difficult one to read for me at the moment on cable from that point of view, and that probably need to wait even beyond that and see this trend line taken out, in which case with the sort of ranges that we've had, we might see a bit more of a range. It was a much tighter range on Friday though, which was interesting. Anyway, looking at dollar yen, well, dollar yen, we've seen a bit of easing on the yen here. It's been trooping down strongly over the last week. This week, well, it's already gained back half of the losses there, the dollar against the yen here, and perhaps we're seeing a bit of risk-off sort of situation where money's running back here. There may have been some stuff in the news that I've missed there, but certainly it's pushed up nicely through the Asian session there. Certainly looks like there's some stuff I've missed in the news somewhere, but I'm not too sure what it is. Anyway, there it is. It's pushed up. It's already up. It's R2 pivot there. Well, there's a possibility it could push on further. It's already through daily weekly pivot. I mean, it really has moved this morning. I wouldn't be surprised when it's done this, whether it gets some consolidation, but it's in a decent runner at the moment, and it may be pushing for the going and taking out all the shorts that are sitting there. Or I say all of them, but starting a bit of a short squeeze. Okay, Aussie dollar, well, a bit more bullish on Friday, managed to end up more bullish than most of the markets there. Chopping around again on the 4-hourly session as we see here, not surprising after the weekend. Untouched daily pivot, so some sort of break of these hourlies may see us come down towards that daily pivot and the weekly pivot, both pivots below us. Maybe we'll see a move down towards those today. At the moment, the pattern there, sort of a divergency move, so it does look a little bit weaker. And well, as I say, if it pulls back, we got a couple of targets there. However, if the other markets start taking a run, I just see cables just taking a bit of a push up. Maybe the Aussie will be pulled along. Canadian dollar. Let's have a look from the bigger picture. Okay, so got a bit of a pivot swing on the dailies there on the Canadian dollar. If it can push on up any further, we could see a push towards the monthly R1 area. Let's just have a look at the price of oil as I'm doing this, and you see oil's come off quite a bit, another $6 just over a week ago, or sorry, $5. But certainly looking a bit bearish at the moment, which we could see the Canadian dollar push up higher as well. So certainly we could see it pushing up towards highs from a couple of weeks ago, back up beyond that 131 area. It's not far from it at the moment, and it could continue in that route. We're seeing the higher lows, higher highs, all patterned up here. Short term on the alleys a little bit more messy, but in fact it's already drawn. If I draw the line between the highs here, it's already broken that little old trend there. Had a chip above that little trend line from that point of view. So maybe if it can get above those Asian session highs there, it may be a go with at some point. Okay, that's pretty much the market. In terms of news, there's insignificant news out this morning, really. We got the Eurogroup meetings occurring. Well, we might get some more comments, etc. There's no doubt there'll be more Brexit discussion going on at different points and comments coming from that. We've got an FOMC speaker at 3 p.m. this afternoon, due to speak about the US economy in the Mid-American Labour Conference. So that might get a bit of a move back later on at 3 o'clock. So that's it at the moment. So we'll be probably down mainly to technicals today. Have a good one.